Hey everybody, Brandy here, doing my comments from the kitchen today. Today, I wanted to just sort of share with you what's going on with our next live virtual card class. I have laid out below in this blog post the supplies that are going to be needed for the class. And I'm doing something a little bit different this time. And I am actually bundling some of the supplies that you need and giving those to you at a discount. So I kind of want to go over this so this page is not going to be overwhelming to you. Just to kind of clarify. So when you scroll down, you will see a required supply list, and that is all of the mica shimmery powders that we're going to be using. The brand that I'm going to be using in my class is Jacquard, and you don't have to use that brand or those colors, but I would recommend if you're wanting the same effects that I am going to be creating in class that you do. Now, I have found a source to get these shimmery powders in small 3-gram containers, which I will be selling on my website at stampmesomelove-shop.com. It hasn't come in yet, so you aren't able to actually see them to purchase them individually at this moment. But what I did do was I created a grid there of all the colors that we're going to be using, that you could purchase them from Amazon right now if you wanted to. But I want to make sure that you understand that the sizing of the jars that are on that list are like 5 ounces, and it's going to be way more than what you're probably going to need. Sometimes people will use these pigment powders for like resin projects and stuff, so you would use a larger container for it. But I have found the smaller container, which is only 3 grams, and it's going to be plenty for you to be able to use. The other thing that is required is some sort of makeup brush. There is a Ranger product out there that works perfect with the Perfect Pearls. You can use whatever you have. I'm going to be selling them individually, as well as include them in one of the bundles that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. That is a requirement it's like a required supply that you need to have. Then you're also going to need to have some sort of fixative to spray onto your cards once you have put the powders down to prevent them from falling off. And I have listed there down below a link to Amazon, as well as I'm going to be stocking that in my store right now, or I'll be stocking that in my store as well. I have a large shipment that is coming in. So if you don't see these products individually for sale, if it says sold out, it just means that they haven't come in yet, and they should be here within a week or so of me doing this video. So depending on when you're seeing this video, they may or may not be already uploaded into the shop. All right, so then down below, you will find 2 different bundles. I have bundled the supplies in the mica powders, and then I've got another bundle with like the stamps, the dies, and some paper and some other tools needed to use to create the class. I've done this in 2 different ways, or 2 different bundles, because I thought that some of you all may really want to have the bundle with the micro powders, but maybe you've got other supplies that you want to use for the stamp set or the dies or whatnot. So I've separated those into 2 different bundles, so that way you weren't forced to purchase something that you didn't necessarily want. So in bundle 1, the mica powder bundle, you will find all of the colors that we're going to be using over the 3 cards that we're going to be making. And then there are a couple of sheets of watercolor paper that I've included in that bundle. And then, and that bundle, if you purchased all of those items separately versus doing the bundle, you'd pay 20% more. So I'm giving you a 20% discount for purchasing the bundle for the class. The other bundle is a little bit more expensive. It has, I think, 2 or 3 stamp sets, 2 dies, some cardstock. I've got the deep blue in my colors, and then the Nina Solar White 110 pound, a couple of sheets of that. There's also the Scrub It Clean cloth from Pink and Main. This is going to be used to wipe off the excess powders. There's going to be that brush in there. And then there is a water brush and water spritzer combo kit in there. So all of those products, those are going to be given to you at a 15% discount. So it's definitely a good deal if you decide you want to purchase the bundles. If you decide to purchase both of the bundles, when you go to check out, use the promo code January JAN 30 class, and that'll give you an $8.30 discount, which is the price of the shipping for the first bundle. Because if you do both of the bundles, then I will combine them all into one so I can save you some money on the shipping of that. The bundles will not ship out immediately. I'm going to be waiting until towards the end of December before I place the order, which we should get everything back 1st of January, and then I'll be packaging them up and sending them out to you all second week of January, so you'll have it in time for January 30th. I have to purchase these supplies in minimums, and so I want to make sure that I get everybody accounted for before I do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to provide the discount that I'm doing. So that's that. Then down below that, you will find a general supply list for card making in general. And this includes stuff that you probably already have in your stash. That's your Big Shot or your die cutting machine. That is your embossing buddy, your powder that you put down on the cardstock before you put Versamark on it. That's going to include your scissors and those kinds of things that you probably already have in your stash, but I do want you to take a look at stuff that I'm going to be using in class. So if you don't have it, you want to source it, then there you have it. And then below that, I've got individual supplies that I'm going to be using specifically for those cards. So we've got 3 cards that we're listing, and I've got the specific cardstock, the specific stamp set, any dies that I'm going to be using, and Versamark, and any embossing powders that I'm going to be using. So all of that's going to be listed down below. Now, the only thing that I may add to the supply list, which would come probably in a couple of weeks when I start creating the cards, would be some sort of embellishment. So, rhinestones or jewels or sequences or something like that. So it's not going to be a make or break thing for the card for your purposes if you don't have those specific embellishments, but I will list it there if I plan to use it on the card. So I think that's it. If you all have any questions, I know this is a lot of information, and I know I don't want you to get overwhelmed and think, wow, what did I sign up for with this class? But I promise you, we are going to be creating some really, really pretty cards, and you're going to have enough supplies to create lots and lots of these types of backgrounds. So consider it an investment in your craft stash. So, all right, you guys, life happens. I comment, stamp me some love. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.